All right. Good morning and happy Tuesday. Um, I'm Tiffany Michael, and this is a video that I am recording. Today is Tuesday, April 7th in the year 2020. It is 4:48 in the morning, so pretty early. The sun is not yet up, but I am taking a moment to record a video, something that I don't normally do. um, which is turn on a video recorder and just kind of talk stream of consciousness. However, I thought this would be a good attempt at kind of gathering my thoughts in the moment. I normally would do that through writing, either kind of manual pen and paper in my notebook, which I do some of, um, and also kind of just typing and getting out 500, 1,000, 2,000 words and kind of using that as a guide to kind of help me go inside and really get in touch with what I feel like my intuition is saying to me at any given moment about the decisions that I need to be making and the best course of action. And I am in a moment currently where I just spent I feel like a good 2 or 3 weeks kind of wrestling with this feeling of not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And really wanting to have a clear message or sign around what direction I'm supposed to be going in and the best use of my energy and time. And so, because I was kind of unsure, I really was on this kind of one day at a time um, mode of operation, which I was definitely just trying to, give myself grace and allow myself to be in that one day at a time until I had, until I felt like I was more in touch with my inner voice. And I am happy to report that in recent days, um, my inner voice kind of felt kind of cloudy. And I feel like the clouds are starting to pass and I'm starting to kind of have a more clear direction around where I should be going and the ways I should be spending my energy, at least at this moment in time. So today, Tuesday, April 7th, I feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Wednesday, April 8th might be totally different. But today, in this moment, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. And so, because I'm having those feelings, I'm really feeling wanting to capture, wanting to document the stream of consciousness because it could be fleeting. And I want to have this as something to kind of come back to and say, okay, Tuesday, April 7th, this is what you felt like you were supposed to be doing. And are you doing it? Are you not? Were you right? Were you wrong? Kind of thing. So for just about 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to just kind of share thoughts about my current thinking and my current framework for thinking and just, yeah. So I am coming to you live from my home, my co-op units in Hyde Park on the southeast side of Chicago. I am currently in a room that is kind of like my craft room / storage room for a long time, and it's now becoming my home office. So it's working on kind of getting stuff out. Might do something to these walls. We'll see. So I think Well, first, let me say that I am in this moment just filled with so much gratitude. Gratitude, just regular, normal, everyday gratitude for life. But also in this moment of crisis, global crisis, I am healthy right now in this moment. And all of the people in my immediate family are healthy in this moment. And while I know that that can change from one moment to the next, I am so grateful for that in this moment. And it's something I don't take lightly. Not only am I healthy, but I have a home with lots of space. I have internet access. I have electricity and other utilities. Clean water. I have pets. I have a dog and a cat, and I have a son, even though we aren't in the same space physically. We are in close contact. And I have food and a full kitchen. And I have all the things that I need to take care of myself today. And I am so grateful for that. I'm also really, really inspired by human beings, by humanity's response to this moment. I'm so inspired by the human beings who, despite the crisis that we're in, despite this being unprecedented moment, despite all of the fear in the world and all of the entities and individuals who are being driven by fear, the individuals in various roles who every single day get up and go to work and they do the thing that they feel like they've been called to do. Grocery store workers and delivery drivers and nurses and doctors and custodians and teachers and oh man, there's so many, and every single person who, no matter what your job is, who have said, I'm going to find a way to do what I feel like I've been called to do in this moment. Man, I'm so grateful that I get to witness to the creatives and the artists who are continuing to make art, who are continuing again, do the thing that you've been called to do in this moment is so powerful and inspiring for me. And it's definitely another reason why I, again, am asking myself constantly, almost daily, but almost like it seems even more regular than that. Multiple times a day, I'm asking myself, what are you here for? What have you been called to do in this moment? And it's not that I have waited until this particular moment to ask myself this question. It's a question that I ask myself pretty frequently. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always looking for kind of mission and meaning in my work and mission-based work. I want my work to matter. And so that's something that I'm always and constantly asking myself, but nothing now, definitely more than ever. I'm really saying, what are you here for? What are you here to do? So this ramble, the stream of consciousness, is an attempt for me to really, really kind of sort through that. And I think one of the reasons why I've kind of struggled in the last couple of weeks in particular is because I've gone through this really transformational period, like this really transformative period professionally, in my life too, but really a lot professionally. So I'm an entrepreneur. I spent the last 8 years building, running startups. And in the last 3 months, I shut down a company that I had been running for 6 years, including a physical office that I shut down after. The thing is, I love my physical office so much that I kept it open a full month after I had shut down the business itself, the legal entity. And it was hard to do. It was hard to do. It was the right decision at the time, but it was such a hard thing to do. And anybody who's an entrepreneur knows that it's never over. It ain't never over. You know, as long as I still got breath in my body and $10 in the bank account, it's always a way to flip it. And, you know, along the business journey, there are tough decisions that you have to make, and kind of really you have to ask yourself kind of what kind of life do I want to live, and is this current business sustainable for the life that I want to live? And needless to say, the months leading up to the decision were some of the most challenging in my entire life. And one of the things that I struggled with was this change in my identity, the core of who I thought I was. Because for 6 years, this business was my baby. This business was my baby. It represented the change I wanted to see in the world. It represented so much of my mission and my values and my dreams and my vision for what the world could be like. All of that was wrapped up in the fabric of this company. And so deciding to do something different, it shook the very core of my identity. It shook the very core of, so much of my life. Including in that was, what are my employees going to do? What are my business partners going to do? What are my investors going to think or say? And it wasn't just my identity. It wasn't just my life. There were all of these other people who were counting on this business to succeed. Ultimately, I made the decision to shut the business down. And I took a job, a really, really cool job, doing some really, really cool work that I have already been doing and wanted to build upon. And that was building pools, new pathways to capital for entrepreneurs on the south and west side of Chicago. And really studying arts and culture as an asset and wealth building tool in communities of color and low income neighborhoods. That's something that I have been dedicated to for my entire life, but definitely the last 6 years professionally. And I got an opportunity to design a brand new program, a brand new micro granting program, specifically for entrepreneurs on the south and west side of Chicago. And less than 2 months ago, I accepted this position. I started this new job, right? I accepted this position to be a program director at a nonprofit that does economic and community development work on the southeast side of Chicago. And so doing really similar work, really similar work to what I was doing previously, just in a really different context. And so I make this transition and I feel really good about it. But I'm still kind of, it's like when you buy a new pair of shoes, they're like really cute shoes, but it takes a few days to kind of break them in, or you get a new hairstyle and those first couple of days it's real tight. It's cute, but it's real tight. You need a couple of days to kind of like get used to it. And so I accept this job, and my life drastically changes, and I'm constantly getting these signs that I made the right decision. And I'm feeling good about being able to design and launch this new program, and it's making sense. And we make the official announcement the first week in March, and the whole world stops. The whole world stops. The entire economy is frozen. And so many organizations, and rightfully so, kind of moved into response mode, right? And so there you saw number of funds, loan programs, loan forgiveness and deferment programs, a lot of response from financial systems. And this really surreal series of events is unfolding. I'm blown away for a number of reasons, many similar to the general population, but some of them really specific to my own experience. Like, whoa, first of all, for the first time in 7 years, I'm not the head of an organization. I'm an employee. I'm in a leadership position, but I'm not the head. And I'm not quite sure what my voice is yet in this role. I'm not Tiffany Michael, the CEO or the managing director of the company I ran for the last 6 years. I am Tiffany Michael, a team member of a community development nonprofit. And I don't really know what that means, because it's a brand new role. And I also have all of these skills from my past, but not so distant life, that are all about live online events and virtual experiences and leveraging technology for connection. And there's skills that I'm thinking that I'm gonna be kind of putting to the side. But oh no, you're not, because the whole world has gone universe, and so those skills that you just developed are suddenly really super relevant. But that's not your role anymore. You're not the CEO of a live online event company. You're not the CEO of a social impact tech startup. You're a program director at a community development and economic development nonprofit. And what does that mean? And I kept coming up blank. I didn't know what it meant. And the first week I kind of helped my organization with remote set up, making sure that we had the infrastructure to continue our operations from a technical perspective. And then the second week was really about kind of what are the things, how can we support businesses immediately? And so we developed a COVID-19 response strategy that included building out a resource list and building out a more robust social media strategy that kind of helped promote the businesses. And then we also built out a virtual business consultation system so that businesses can still have one-on-one consultations with our team during this time. So we built that out, and it's funny, it's interesting. One of our resource list was written about in the local paper, and while internally, I was getting accolades around like, oh, good job, Tiffany, good job. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. And in my heart of hearts, I could not really feel good. It felt like, a resource list is a resource list, they're cool. It was cool, it's cute. Maybe somebody got some value out of it. But I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. And I've been an employee for less than about 7 weeks now. But I know what it's like to have whole families depending on the revenue that comes from your business. And to have something threaten that or stop that, I know what it's like to wonder if this vision that you've been pouring your whole life into is going to come to an end. And I know what it's like to know that I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur. And for me personally, I knew that I wanted what I had to go beyond. I had to really kind of think about what was I being called to do in this moment. So one of the things that I found interesting was this early survey that was done of entrepreneurs and small business owners worldwide, and their top 4 concerns. And the number one concern was managing personal anxiety. The number 2 was revenue streams, 3, cash flow, and then 4 was managing staff cuts. So that was really good feedback. Because there are a lot of entities that are doing their best, that are doing work to make sure that there are some emergency response funds. But in this moment, we need whole new systems built. This moment is something that this world has never seen before. And it was in that realization that I recognized what I am more prepared to do in this moment than anything else. And the answer is not build apps or design live online events. I can do both of those things, and I probably do some of those things. But above all of that, beyond all of the technical stuff, what I know in my soul and what I am an expert in, so many other entrepreneurs are an expert in, is making a way out of no way. It's turning lemons into lemonade. It's creating brand new systems, completely disrupting the old ones and creating brand new systems. It's making $1 out of 15 cents. It's going to the future and imagining a new way of living, seeing a whole new way of living, and then coming back to the present and taking the whole world on that journey to the future. Because you've been there as the entrepreneur, you've seen it, you know, the what if. And that's the moment that we're in right now. That what if moment. The what if, the hypothetical, it's here. Our whole economy is frozen. Life will never, ever, ever be the same as it once was. And we have work to do. And I know that entrepreneurs, founders, small business owners, we have some really, really, really important work to do in rebuilding. Our businesses are not going to look the way they did 2 months ago. We have to find a way to cope with that. We have to grieve the plans that we had. But again, entrepreneurs are prepared for this moment because entrepreneurs, we know uncertainty. We know uncertainty. And I'm here to serve entrepreneurs and business owners and creators of the future. I'm here to serve y'all. And I'm here to enable y'all with the resources, the capital, the tools, the ideas, the teams that we need to do our jobs as entrepreneurs, when that is to build a better world, a different world, a new world. It's the only choice we have. It's the only option we have right now. And I am an entrepreneur's coach, and I'll be here with y'all along the way of rebuilding, of reimagining, of redesigning the way the world works. I'm really excited. I'm really hopeful. I'm also fully understand that it is going to be a journey, and every single day they're going to hold challenges. We can do this. You're not alone. Thank you for you. Thank you for doing what you've been called to do.